I started the foundation because I've had a practice where we've had tremendous success in dealing with women with cancer and with other breast problems on a one-on-one basis. And it dawned on me after hearing their stories about how they would go elsewhere and not be told the same things that we were offering. And that they would have experiences that, in my mind, were incredibly limited by the not applying appropriate technologies and methods to really tailor the treatment to them.
The National Breast Center really means a lot to me. When I came here the first time, it was in June of 2015. And I was just such a broken person. I was really horrified because one of my sisters had been diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer 4 years ago in 2011. And I just knew, I knew that I had breast cancer. My test results said that I did not, but I knew in my heart that I did. I knew that something was wrong. And when I arrived here, the nurses were so nice, but I'm sure they could tell that I was terrified. But he knew. The moment he looked at my sonogram, I think he knew, because he said, we can do a biopsy and we can do it today. And I think he just knew that something was not right. But I also, as an artist, had insurance that really sucks. And he didn't care. He said, we're going to take care of you. And between God and walking in the doors here, I was never alone again. I knew that it was going to be okay. I just finished my chemo, and I still know that it's going to be okay. Because when I come here, even if he's not here, the women here step in and show up and show out and let me know that it's going to be okay. And this breast center is very important because I speak for a living, and I read and I write for a living, and I have a voice. But the reason this center is so important is because there are people with no voice. They can't stand up and say, Doc, something is wrong. You have to check me out. That's what I kept saying. I said, something is wrong. And it's for people with insurance that sucks, that need help. They just need that additional help. He never, not once in the 5 months that I've been coming here, questioned my ability to work things out as it relates to my insurance or payments. And I just think about him. I think about what if he had turned me away during the most critical time of my life. And then I think about all the other women out there that don't have him to say it's going to be okay. We're going to take care of you. And he sent me to an oncologist who said, we're going to look out for you. And now the breast surgeon, who was really interesting when I went to see him, they were not sure, again, about my insurance. And he said, I don't want to talk about insurance today. I want to talk about your health. So I was thinking, who are these people? Who are these people? That's what I think when I think about them. Who are they? And then I think they're just wonderful children of God. And I encourage people to support the National Breast Center. Give when you can give, because it's important, because there are people in the world, in Virginia, that really need Doc. They really need you. They really need the National Breast Center.
So we have this goal of getting beyond our clinic to the rest of the world. And the way that we're going to establish that is both through the traditional medical model and through the community health access model. Because that way we can actually target women who are well cared for and make them aware of ways that they can be better cared for. And then more importantly, we can go to the population of women where everything is done in reaction to a problem instead of being proactive.
I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma August 13, 2013, in the first month of my pregnancy. I underwent treatment, had surgery during my second trimester, and continued treatment with Dr. Weintritt until I delivered my child in April, and I have now a healthy 18-month-old daughter. And the joy of it all is I was visiting Dr. Weintraub so often during my pregnancy that when I came to visit him after delivery, my daughter recognized his voice. It was beautiful. I think that all women should be afforded the same resources, those who are insured or uninsured. I'm big on foundations that help those who are in need, that help educate other women, that help provide the same resources that us who may have the luxury of insurance and things that are covered by those services. It's important that women get their mammograms. It's important that women take care of themselves. And if there's a foundation who can provide aid and assistance to ensuring that, I'm all for it.
So we have this goal of getting beyond our clinic to the rest of the world. And the way that we're going to establish that is both through the traditional medical model and through the community health access model. Because that way we can actually target women who are well cared for and make them aware of ways that they can be better cared for. And then more importantly, we can go to the population of women where everything is done in reaction to a problem instead of being proactive. We want there to be the definition of treatment based upon a woman who has an issue, who needs our help, not where they come from, where they go, to be how we deliver our care.
There are a lot of course, I hate to compare breast cancer to a car, but for me, even when my sister had breast cancer, I realized I didn't pay enough attention to it. It's like when you buy a car, and then every time you see one like it, you notice it. Now I notice everything on the internet about breast cancer. And there's a lot of foundations, there's a lot of websites. But what I know about this foundation is that I live alone. I just moved here. That this is a family of people who are trying to help other families. Everybody, they always ask me about my sister. They always wanted to know how she was doing. They're trying to save my mother from not having to go through that again. So this foundation, the National Breast Center Foundation, is important because they're trying to keep families together. They're trying to save mothers from having to tell their children that I have 2 months, the way my sister had to tell her children. And you can't do that without funding. It's important to give because what I realize is that I could go out and buy a wig, but there are women with breast cancer who don't have money for a wig. And I believe that they walked in the doors of this center and said they need a wig. I think someone at the front desk would probably run out and buy them a wig. It's more than the health care. It's the little things. So in order to do the little things, it takes funding. I don't know what it's going to take to make this foundation, the National Breast Center Foundation, I don't know what it's going to take so that millions of women's lives can be saved or how we can raise millions and millions of dollars. But I would recommend anyone to make a donation, give a wig, give a tote bag for chemo, all the things that it's going to take to save lives, to save women like Sheila Moses. I love you, Doc. Love you.
Currently, and what we're able to do and what we want to offer in the future depend upon your support.